Hey everyone, Carmen Dinisco here with the Launch Network. We got another awesome show today, Made in America. Really, really popular. We're getting a lot of feedback, a lot of people listening in. Send those questions in to myself or Mr. Guerrera, Christopher, the Made in America Kingpin, the man with the answers. Let's bring him on. Chris, what's happening, my friend?
Hey, Carmine, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. Having a lot of fun watching the stock market these days.
The stock market, I forgot we even had one of those. We still have a stock market?
Yeah, boy, it's being taken over by the little guys, and the big guys don't like it.
Yeah, well, they don't know what to do. You know, these the big corporations, they're like, and we'll bring our guest on and probably talk about this too. They're like these big ships, man. But us little guys, we can just make a trade from our phone real quick. But these big guys, they can't do that.
Well, I tell you, my kids are involved in it now, right? And my nephews, and he's telling me you should buy this, look at this. Well, my nephew bought some of GameStop at a really low price. He just cashed out with some really big numbers. I'm talking about like life-changing big numbers in 2 days. Wow. Insane.
Yeah, that's the stock market, man. No doubt about it. It's like Vegas. It's like the real estate market. You just got to be in it, but you got to know when to, cash out sometimes and take a little bit of that profit. You don't want it to all be on paper,
No, absolutely.
So the Reddits are taking over. It looks like the Reddits are taking over.
I keep telling them like the little stock stuff is funny because if you don't have some big dollars, then you're not going to make a lot of money. But teaching the kids what it's all about, how to get in and out, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring in we've been having some great guests. We started out with this whole Made in America theme of building product in America, and we talked about how I do it and how I eliminate the process. It's not for everybody, right? We talked about that as well. We've been bringing on inventors who are living that process now, and we've got a fellow named Jack Nicola from New York who does bed scrunching. I'll let him tell his story, but he's been on Good Morning America. He's got himself selling quite a bit in Amazon. And I love hearing these stories, because they're real stories. We're not scripted. We're talking real life stuff. And I think that's the most important thing, that people and inventors, entrepreneurs need to understand that this is not for the weak, right? You got to hold the course. You got to stay persistent, and you'll get some success. Not everything is successful, but you got to stay in the game to make it work. And everyone I've talked to they all know it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. So with that, I want to introduce Jack and let Jack say a couple of words about himself and about his story, and let's have some fun.
Chris gave me a beautiful introduction. Thank you, Chris. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the weak, and you really gotta love. You gotta love the cause or whatever mission you're on, whether it's developing the product or in love with being, bringing that solution to the end user. Something. You got to be heavily connected to something, and it can't be the money, right? It has to be the journey and wanting to get that thing done. And I think that's probably like one of the most important things, So it's tough. It's not easy. It's not an easy journey.
So Jack, talk a little bit about that. Talk about how you got started. You had an idea. You had a company before that one, so it's not like a home run off the bat, right? It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, no,
it's a lot of persistence and patience.
For me, I'm 37 years old, right? I've been doing this since I was about 19. My first company with my partner, Mike, is Luxor Linens, which still exists today. It's a home textiles company. We sell towels, bed sheets, and that type of thing. We had a tremendous amount of success with that leading up to 2013, 2014. We probably hit a peak there. We saw the tidal wave coming, which is all these new shops online, Shopify shops, Brooklyn what's the name of the other one? Brooklyn, and there's a Parachute Home and all these other ones, these companies. So they came in and competing with us, and, we were doing big volumes on Groupon, Living Social, and all these places. And I knew in my head it wasn't sustainable, just like GameStop stock is not sustainable, right? You just know, what goes up has to come down at some point. Yep. Nothing goes up and stays up forever. But it's either you're growing or you're dying every day. You never stay the same, right? Either you're going up or you're going down.
Yeah, right.
Right. So I knew that I hit the top and I was on my way down. I mean, it's as simple as that. And then, mixed in with a real problem that I had, I kept my eye open for a problem, which was this bed sheet, right? So I took this bed sheet home from this Luxor Linens, my company. Beautiful sheet set, made in Italy, nice. Everything about it was great. There was only one thing about it that it wasn't staying on the bed. So, I went to Amazon like anyone else, bought a solution, got the solution, tried it, failed. Didn't work. It was too difficult to use. It was this corner strap, so you had to hook up each corner individually one by one with these new 250-pound mattresses, these thick mattresses, king size. I kind of gave up, threw it on the side. I decided, that was it. Until 3 days later, I was on my way to Luxor Linens, my office, and I have some sewing machines, warehouse also over there. Took the thing that I bought from Amazon, cut it up, rewired it, and turned it into a bed scrunchie, and then the idea was born. So the idea, it started from a real problem, right? Started from a real problem, fueled by my dissatisfaction with my decline of the other business, fueled by a need to solve the problem. So it's many things. It's not one thing, right? You can't just wake up and say, I'm going to be an inventor. It doesn't work that way, right? You gotta, this is something that has to brew, it takes time.
And it's funny because that's been a problem forever. I mean, I can tell you how many times laying in sheets, I have a nice soft mattress, so it typically is even worse, right? Because you're inclining more. Now, Jack sent me some of these things. I use them and they're amazing. I mean, I don't have any problem with sheets anymore. You can jump up, bounce all over the place. It's got this nice.
This is a real user.
Yeah, I am. I'm a real user. I'm a real believer. I mean, honestly, this is not a paid for advertisement.
No, it's not.
No, I love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, that's what I love about these types of products, how they're born, right? That's been a problem for me. I'm 58. It's been a problem my whole life until I got the bed scrunchie. It's no longer a problem now. I absolutely love it. So again, you took an idea that you had and start spinning off new ideas, and it's not just an idea. Now it's reality. You turned it into reality. And that's the key, I think, is everyone has a good idea, right? What Make 48 always talks about, everyone has a great idea. But unless you act on it or turn it into a real product, then it's just an idea. And probably at some point, someone else will solve that problem.
I think we have to talk more about people's expectations. I don't think more about people understand, okay, you're going to come up with an idea and maybe you'll make it, maybe it'll succeed, maybe it won't succeed, but everything else in between, as far as people's expectations are skewed. I think people think that, I'm going to launch a product and like you were saying, we talked yesterday for a little bit, you were saying, they think after 3 months they're going to get it in retail out of nothing. These expectations, I mean, there's like a timeline you got to follow, right? There's things that have to happen in between. There's proof of concept, there's testing, there's questing, there's importing, there's registering, the product, getting RN numbers. There's a whole bunch of stuff in between that has to be done correctly for you to even be considered. I mean, what about product insurance, product liability insurance, all this stuff? So, people often overlook that, and they just, they see the end like, oh yeah, this is amazing. Which can be helpful in a lot of times, but if you're not willing to do the work in between, you're gonna be screwed. You know?
Hey, Jack, real quick. Sorry to jump in, because you're 1,000,000% right. We do product development here, manufacturing here for many clients, and sometimes I'm just not sure where they're getting these timelines in their head. But question for you: all those things that you mentioned, the biggest thing is, does their product actually work? Their idea, because sometimes, as I was going to ask you, how many iterations do you have to go through when it works like it's supposed to?
Time out right here.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Inventors have to be open to change.
That is so true when you talk about that,
right? Inside this box, every iteration I ever came up with. Check that out. Here's iteration number 1.
Yep.
Totally different, right?
Yeah.
Iteration number 2.
And Jack, as you show these, I want to talk about a little bit as you continue to show these. Like, he didn't just give an idea and have somebody do it for him. In this case, not everything can be made in America. We know that already, right? There's certain things.
No. But I'll tell you what, though. Right? Before you get into that, though, I did. I got on my hands and knees and I got on the sewing machine. I learned how to sew. I had a machine here. I went in and all these, I made these by hand. I literally took a piece of fabric. I had to sew this, then turn it inside out, then loop the rope through with a freaking wire hanger. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know how to do this shit. Right. You know what I mean? You know when your rope used to fall out of your pants and mother used to freaking tie something to the rope and then loop it through,
Yeah,
that type
right.
of thing. It's the type of shit I had to do over here, bro.
Well, that's what I
Things
mean.
that
Like you
saw.
you were hands-on and got involved in the
Hands-on.
entire
Hands-on
process.
until I figured out the recipe. I mean, imagine you're a baker, right? You're baking this amazing cake, and then you figured it out. Everybody's telling you the fucking cake is amazing. Now you want to mass produce the cake. Now you're going to the chef, and this is how we got to do this. I need to make 50,000 of these.
Yeah.
So to where I went, and I built the kitchen too, right? So I didn't only have to invent the product, I had to invent the mold to make the form to make this thing. I had to make several inventions to get the invention popping, right? Because it was all up to me.
Right.
If I didn't do it, nobody else was gonna do it.
Yeah. So and like for me, Carmen, what I like about what Jack did was he showed me the videos of the plants he visited. It wasn't something that happened. Like this is years of involvement. He might be in his 7th year now and doing really well and is becoming very successful in selling the product. But it was an evolution, right? It was the whole process. And when you look at something like this, it's got a lot of mating parts, a lot of labor, a lot of material. Like for me, it's not, we talked about it, it's not something that I would normally do made in America. And he's not, but he's got a great quality product. And he took a lot of pride in making sure that it was being done the way he wanted it. I talk about like Christina Tossi, right? I worked
You
with her
said
on
something
making
about
cakes.
America. If you flip it on the bottom, we do have an American flag on the bottom because we do represent America. Forget about it. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
we're all about the America.
Yeah, absolutely. But in reality, business is business, right? And like you said, when you're baking a cake, I mean, I know Christina Tossi, right? She made sure every single ingredient that we were doing was exactly the way she wanted it because it was her brand. So in this case, it's what Jack did. He visited the plants, got videos, he made sure the process was correct. It wasn't an overnight sensation where I'm going. It was a lot of persistence to get it to the way he wanted it. And now he's got a pretty cool product. He's got great packaging, right? Really professional. It's got a great product. Doesn't feel cheesy. It feels really, really high level of quality.
Which is important, and I think the most important thing in a lot of products, I think it's really important to under promise and over deliver. I think that's what's going to help you build that lifetime value, and I knew that from the beginning, and that's really why I wanted to do with the Beds Crunchy. Carmine, you didn't see it. I'd love to send you one, so give me your address after this. We'll get you one scrunchy, and you try it out. Let me know what you think. But under promising and over delivering, I think, is the key to success because I think that's what's really going to drive word of mouth, right? Because that's the ultimate advertising machine is word of mouth. Is when this guy Chris right here says, Carmine, yo, dude, I've been suffering from this shit for fucking 58 years.
Yep.
And I've always had this problem. You're gonna trust him over whatever the fuck I say. I know that for sure.
Yep.
You could see an advertisement for a good movie, 5 times and within one evening on the TV. But if Chris calls you up and says, hey, dude, I just watched this movie and it's incredible, you're more likely to watch that movie. So. Right. We know that word, but so it's all about under promising and over delivering.
Credibility, and like you talk about, right? Reviews. I mean, that's a big deal. It's not me. It's not
3,500 of them in less than 1 year. 1 year, 3,500
other people that I don't even know. He doesn't even know that bought his product and love it. That's a really big point on building brand. Everyone thinks they can do Amazon. They can't. So stop saying you can do Amazon. They got guys. That's all they can do all day long. We've done it. We did Amazon. I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm not good at. And that's another really key point in being successful is what you're not good at. Stop trying to be that expert when it's taking you away from what you're really good at. You can have somebody do that who does it all day long. That's kind of where I've gone with Amazon.
Not to say don't try. Look, I don't have any beef with people trying Amazon and trying and failing a little bit, but it all depends on what level you're at, right? I wouldn't even look. It really depends on what level you're at. I want to back that thing up. What you just said, though. You can try on Amazon, but it depends on what level you're at and what your expectations are, right? If you think you're going to sell 100,000 units a year and you never sold on Amazon before, good fucking luck. It's not going to happen. Straight up, right?
Yeah, until Amazon makes a copy of your product,
you're looking to sell 20 units a week. It might be doable, right? So we go back to expectations, right? So I think really the most important thing is that people have to manage their expectations well and realize, what should be made in America, what should be made in China, why, right? Why each place has its advantage. I think really understanding is more important. It's more important to be able to build.
I think you're dead on.
Yeah, and that's kind of why we do this, Jack, is that I love when someone comes into my office that's knowledgeable and experienced about their product or what they want to make. It is so much easier to work with somebody who has gone through the trouble of educating themselves on the industry, on the market, of what they want to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, education is key. I mean, look, I mean, every place has its advantages and disadvantages at the end of the day. Just like every person, you know, we go back to saying, you know, even what Chris said, you know, like, you're not good at Amazon. Every person should do what they're strong at, which is the same thing. It's the same thing when you talk about manufacturing, right? Each country has its strengths. You know, each consideration, you consider shipping costs and all these things, transportation costs, duties, and everything has to be, you know, calculated.
Yeah,
You know,
I know
everything has
for
to be
me, like,
calculated.
you know, I have a list of what I'm really good at and what I'm okay at. And I know the value for me and what I'm really good at can really help grow the business and do things that are more proactive than trying to sit behind a computer sometimes and do all this paperwork and administrative work, which it shouldn't be something I'm doing. I did it in the beginning, like Amazon and other things, so I can learn it. I understand it. I know how to do it, and I know the struggles with it. But do I want to do that going
And
forward?
that's why it's
do something
important to
else?
try it out in the beginning because you can appreciate when somebody else does it for you, and then now your expectations are managed, right? You know what to expect. You know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh shit, you know, I freaking did this for 4 months. I was only able to sell 20 units. This man came in and was able to freaking do 30 units a day. All right,
Wow.
things are moving in the right direction, right? So
That's awesome.
you have to experience some of these things in order to know what to do next. You know, setbacks are important in order to figure out what to do next. You know.
You know, and we talked about a little bit last week with Ryford about, you know, as a kid, for me, as a young age, I had a paper route. I was shoveling in the snow, anything to make money. Right?
I was doing the shoveling in the snow. I tried to get the
Yeah.
paper route, but that bastard would never give it up, man. I was so
I had
pissed.
the biggest paper route in Waterbury, Connecticut. I had like
So you know
135
what I used to do?
customers.
I used to go to Wallbounds and I used to go get the fucking gum container and I used to bag people's groceries for tips.
Yeah.
When that shit was still allowed, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they don't allow that no more. You can't do that.
No, I'm just saying, like, so that's part of the whole, you know, the whole wanting to do, being inclined to come up with new ideas, new products. And I've been doing, you know, then I went to corporate America and I've been doing the same thing since I was 13. So I went to a technical high school, picked a trade of engineering. I've been doing it my whole life. I love it, right? Since age 13, I made a career decision and it's something I never would change. Now I had an opportunity to run a big BMW plant, a Ford Motor Company plant, right? A Mack truck plant. So for me, this is just gravy, right? This is just so much fun for me to be able to develop products, launch products. You know, like anything else, it has some really good stuff and some other stuff that I don't want to really do that, but you have to. It's part of the entire package.
Of course.
And I know Carmine does a lot. I mean, Carmine has a whole broad range of things he's working on. You know, from now, he's the president of UIA, right? But he's got his own talk shows and he's got his own products. He does it all over the place, whether it's in America, other countries. So it's just a variety of different attributes each person offers.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And like you said, you want to be able to under promise, over deliver. So when, you know, somebody comes to Chris or myself or even you, Jack, you know, you think about it, hey, let me see what I can do. And you make some changes, make some offers. And, you know, it's ultimately up to the inventor, which route they want to go. But being able to give them some options or different information. My biggest thing when an inventor or a product developer comes to me is educating them as much as I know about that particular industry. And there are some industries, I don't know if you guys have run into it, that I really don't know too much about them, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure. I mean, you know, that's what I say, you know, but having a good network, that's another key point. I can recall when I first started BMW, I was young, right? Young engineer. I didn't need anybody. I was the best engineer on the planet. Ford Motor Company told me that. Put me on the front, 180 turn gas cap, chief design engineer. I didn't need anybody. I was the man. And then you realize as you get older, the bigger your network, the easier it becomes. And now I've just completely networked at high levels.
The easier it becomes, but you don't need a network to start, you know?
No, absolutely not. No.
You don't need a network to start. I just want to make that clear for anybody else who's listening.
No, you can't. You don't have a network when you start. That's the thing.
I built this product. I had no idea about inventing. I went to China. I told you yesterday, I didn't even know. Like, I went to China with one thing in my head, which was I was going to find some elastic factory to help me build this and make this product. I took 5 trips down there, spent a total of about 1 year. My first trip was like, I went there like Christopher Columbus. I hopped in the boat. I didn't know where I was sailing. And I I just saw all these things, and it was just kind of like taking everything in. Like I didn't even know. And actually, when I left there the first time, I left there with no clear plan. I stayed there for about 3 weeks. I left there with no clear plan. I just sucked everything in like a sponge. Came here, sat a little bit. Next summer, I went down there, stayed there for 2 months, made some more connections, got introduced to another person. But basically, from all my trips, I realized like, okay, wait a minute, these factories, I felt weird, like if they're going to make my product, because I have to divulge too much information. The samples that they made me didn't, because my manufacturing knowledge, the way I made the bed scrunchie initially, I know this is kind of weird what I'm doing right now, but like, look, I took a piece of fabric like this, I stitched it like this, and then I turned it inside out in order to loop the elastic through. This is a very inefficient way to make the bed scrunchie, right? It's completely inefficient. So I asked this factory to make me the samples. When they gave me the samples, they made this in the same exact way that I made it by hand. Fucking red flag. And they promised that they promised me that they were going to make 5,000 units in a month. I'm like, no way. It's impossible. I know.
Right.
How
Well, the beauty of that is if you didn't do it that way, they would have sold you on it. They would have shipped it to you, and it would have been a bad method. It would have been a bad process.
It would have been a bad process. It would have been possible.
Yep.
They would have failed. They wouldn't have been able to do it. They thought they could do it. I mean, I don't know what they thought, or they were intentionally going to play me out. So at that point on, I knew that this is going to be a continuous circle. I'm going to go to factories and do this. So I found this lady who was willing to let me be part of the process. I knew at that point I had to be an integral part of the process. I want to see everything that's going on. I want to be part of it, and that's it. So at that point, I had found like a trading company agent. She was an agent, I guess. She wasn't even a factory. That's who I decided to work with. And I decided to trust her. And I basically built a factory with her. We found a place. I'm cutting a long story short. A lot of shit happened in between. But basically, to make the long story short, in the process of trying to source and figure out, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's buy our own sewing machine, right? We'll get all the samples over here to the office. I know how to work these machines. I'll do everything myself. While I'm in China right here, I got the machine in China, sat there in her office, and I'm making these samples because I know what I'm doing, right? Like, why do I need to keep divulging my secret in order to figure? I'm the chemist. I'm going to refine the formula for the Coke, and once it's ready, I'm going to tell you this is the formula, right? Make the Coke. So the thing is that, that was the only way to really protect from telling too many people in China, because it's also dangerous in China. You can't just go, if you start contacting people here through Alibaba, I can assure you that after 3 weeks, your product will be on Alibaba. Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Right.
It will. And that's just the case. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I bought the machine. I worked out all the details. She saw my willingness to get my elbows and hands dirty and get in. And I guess that motivated her. And we built this crazy relationship. And she trusted me and I trusted her. And I kept, getting these machines. And until we said, you know what, we can do this ourselves. And then I convinced her. And that's exactly what we did. I literally started off with a small room. We hired the first employee. I trained the first employee. You saw in the video, Chris,
Mm-hmm.
Trained the first employee using Google Translate. Man, I had one phone to make phone calls, another phone to translate, and I'd be like, and I got it done, man. Like, so if there's a will, there's a way. And I really didn't, like I said, I didn't know anybody when I went to China. I went down there. I was patient. I wanted to make it happen. Found the right person who led me to the other right person who led me to the third right person. And, yes, there were some setbacks in between. Yes, I was shitting my pants a lot of the times thinking like, what if this doesn't work out? What if I get played out? But you know what, man, the risk was high, but the reward is even higher. You know what I mean? It's higher. But we sold over 100,000 units in our first year of business. So that's pretty fucking exciting, man. Almost $4 million in sales. First year, no Shark Tank, nothing fancy, just a little bit of elbow grease,
And you've been on Good Morning America now. That was the third time, right?
Two times, going on the third time. We're going to be on Ryan and Kelly March 18th. We've been on the Wendy Williams show. We've been on Shop HQ, and all of these are connections I developed myself.
Right.
Nobody gave me any of these connections.
And really not for nothing though, Carmen, like we talk about, even what Jack just described is not for everybody either. Not everybody's going to get on a plane and go over there. I mean, that's gritty. That's rolling it up and saying, I've got a mission, I have a goal, and I'm not going to stop. I've been there. I understand it. I know what he's talking about. But that is another level, right, of invention. It's kind of a little bit what Reifert talked about last week with his product. And that's what I find with the guys that are willing to go the distance will do what is needed to make it happen. And that is a key point.
Jack,
look, I wouldn't consider myself a fancy guy, but you know, I like to get dressed up. I like to do the button downs. I have my polo shirts and stuff like that, like you, Carmine, you know, and I have a closet full of them upstairs. But I tell you, for the last, like, while I was building this product, it's like I turned into like a fucking monk. I put all that shit in the closet. I didn't give a fuck about the car. I just literally, I was on this mission. I was like, I have to make this happen. Otherwise all this is going to disappear. That's kind of what I had in my head, you know? And all that stuff I didn't care about. And you know what? Now that I'm doing good, I still don't care about it. It's weird. You know, of course, you know, everybody wants to have a nice car, this, that, but
that's
you know what,
awesome.
man? Yeah, the mission can't be the money. The mission has to be, you know, succeeding.
Yeah, well, you know, when you have that,
and it's solving a real problem. You are solving a real day-to-day, everyday, every person problem.
wow.
Yeah, and that's, look, before you start, that's the thing that you have to be convinced about the most. You better be convinced about your product, and hopefully the people around you are convinced about it, because that will help you finish and get it done.
Hey, real quick, Jack, you know, it's funny. It's crazy. As you were explaining that, being from New York, there's not too many people that would have done what you did. And even though you're from New York and you were worried about, you know, something happening while you're over in China, it's kind of good that you are a little bit probably tougher.
Shit was going on while I was in China. I was building this, man, and on my Apple Watch, I'm getting fucking notifications last year that Trump is mandating anybody who's producing in China better get the fuck out. I have the screenshots, dude. My heart was spiraling into my freaking shoes. You understand? You know that feeling when your heart sinks down and it goes into the shoe? Yeah, that happened to me like 5 times last year while this Trump was going on this freaking
China rampage.
Yo, he was going crazy, man. I was scared, shitless, you know?
Yeah.
I thought everything was going to collapse.
So I did kind of what you did, you know, years and years ago when I first started. I went to Taiwan and China, and I've realized that, like, as you did, you know, it just wasn't for me. Now I have a couple employees full time in China, and, you know, I can send them to the factories. I can have things checked out and everything. But yeah, I had the same feeling that you did. But as you said, you have to want to get it done, and you're going to do whatever needs to be done. Because what I find, and maybe you have run into some inventors like this, is an inventor comes up with an idea, but then they want everyone else to do it or take the chance on it. And they look at us like we're weird because we won't jump all over it. I don't know if you guys have run into that.
Honestly, I haven't had the pleasure of running into anyone like that yet. And honestly, like I never really dealt with other inventors. Really, I kind of just popped up out of my own shell and just did this thing myself, and I never really looked back. I didn't really talk to anybody else in between. I'm weird like that, you know what I mean? I got on a bullet train and I didn't get off until I'm done, bro. Now I'm done. Now let's talk.
I love it.
What's next, bro?
I do get that, and all I do in the beginning really is just try to guide them in the right direction, to say this is what it's going to look like. This is truly the process that you need to follow. There's no shortcuts, and it's up to you. Like, but at some point you have to decide if you're going to launch it or license it, right? Then they all have different paths from there, but there is a process in all of it, and there's no shortcutting it.
But people have to decide. How do they decide if they're going to license it or if they're gonna manufacture it? I mean, these are, you know, these, again, part of the expectations people have to manage. But people don't even know they have these options. That's the thing, you know. It's like that's why people have to, you know, they have to understand that, you know, with everything there's advantages and disadvantages, you know. And
then there's also a commitment level, right? Think about that, whether you license it versus launching it. Very different commitments. Launching is not at all for the weak. I mean, Jack, that's what you did. You launched it from scratch, from yourself. That is a lot of intensity, a lot of capital, a lot of involvement. It's not something you can go work, you know, full time and launch it and think you're going to have it in the market in the next year. It's just not going to happen, right? Unless you're doing some, you know, unless you got two channels where you're doing side by side. Licensing is a whole different pattern. It's a whole different thing. It's not even in the same ballpark as launching. And maybe that's right for some people. I've always been the launch guy because I've been the engineer. I've been the guy that's working with my hands. I've been the guy designing and tooling and developing and manufacturing and doing all of it, packaging, marketing. So I like that stuff. And that's for me. Handing it off to somebody else to do it that's not what I'm about. And that's That's the difference. I think you got to decide that. And obviously, Jack, you're not either. I mean,
Yeah, look, it depends. It depends how attached you are to the vision and what your capabilities are and what your financial capabilities are.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if you don't have financial capabilities, but you're really attached to the product and the process, you could probably find somebody to fund you. You know, if you know, you can always find one, but you better be 2 out of the 3 things. You know what I mean? You better be either, you know, financially capable, and then you could hire these people to do those things, or you better be capable. You have to bring something to the table. You know what I mean? You can't just say, I have an idea. That's certainly not enough, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, it's the idea is basically the easy part.
I wouldn't say it's the easy part, but it is an important part. But I mean, like, how do you do it? You know what I mean? Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to figure that out, you know, for you.
Hey, Jack, real quick, what was one of the big problems that you were running into? I know that you were sewing and finding somebody, but was there any components on your product that you were really struggling to make?
I mean the clip, you know, the clip. This is the main problem here. These clips are what's available on every product out there in the market, and I knew I had to make this clip so much better than what it really was designed to do, because, you know, there's metal parts in here. These clips, they fall apart, and if you read the reviews on any of the products that exist on Amazon, that, you know, basically there's so many products on Amazon that claim to solve the problem, but there's 2 versions, right? There's the bed scrunchie, and then there's 500 other listings that involve these components.
That's the first thing I noticed, Jack, was the clips that you have on there. Those things look like they're super rugged.
Well, I actually have a board over here for the clips, but you know, my motto is grip it, don't rip it.
Yeah.
Grip it, don't rip it.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Each clip is capable of holding 30 pounds, right?
Cool.
And I've done these tests live, and I can do it now. And here's the best part about it. Look, check this out. $100 bill right here, bro. Check it out.
Yeah, send me that clip.
In the stock market.
You see?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Won't rip
Look at that.
anything, right? But at the same time, this will really, like, I mean, if I have 30 pounds right, I'll show you. Hold on.
30 pounds. That's a lot.
30 pounds, bro. No joke. I'll show you. Hold on.
I love Chris. I love how Jack doesn't realize we're on. I hope he doesn't do this on a Today's show. Oh, hang on. I got one in my trunk.
Hey, I keep saying there's no script here. This is live, baby. This is
look.
Our viewers are going,
right,
where is that? Wow. Look at that.
Look, ready?
It's not going to pick that up.
These are 5-pound plates, right?
Yeah.
How many we got here?
6.
Oh my God. 6.
How much is that? So that's 30 pounds, right?
30, yeah.
Man, I would have studied if I knew it was going to be a test.
Look. And this is the same rope that's inside the bed scrunchie, the paracord.
So this is why not just a podcast, Carmine, right? Why YouTube is so important here.
Yeah, it's not going to pick that up. No way. Come on.
This is a real test, baby. Oh,
whoa.
Yeah, hey, this is on my tile floor too. I'm doing it. Look, check it out.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
We believe you. No, okay.
But I believe in my product so much that I do the same with my tile. No problem.
That's
right?
pretty good, man. That's a lot of weight. 30 pounds.
That is a lot of weight.
30 pounds. And I probably could up the ante and probably throw in another 5, no problem. But I won't do it.
And how many clips? That's a lot of clips. That's a lot of weight.
Get 8
Those
clips.
things ain't moving.
You get 8 clips. So watch this. You know, if I clip this all around the bed sheet and you laid in the bed sheet and I lifted it up, you're probably gonna. I probably carry Chris in there. You know.
Chris would use that as a parachute with the 8 clips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It doesn't move. My problem is solved.
Let me tell you something. If you get stuck, right, like, and God forbid you're in like a fire or something, you got to scale out the 2nd floor fucking window of your house, tie the bed scrunchie to your bed post. I'm serious, man. You could scale out the window with this thing. There's paracord in here, which holds up to freaking 400 pounds of stress.
Oh man.
So if you loop this around something, and you could scale down a wall with this, I can guarantee it. I've done it.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's nothing cheap about this product. I'm telling you, it's high grade quality. That was the first thing that I picked up on when I took it out.
Oh,
it was like, wow.
Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah, the packaging looks great. The product is great. So Jack, when can they buy the product?
When you store it, you're like, yeah, bed scrunch. Oh, this seems cool. But when you got it, you're like, oh shit, wow.
Yeah. Jack, where can everybody buy it? Tell them where the website and where you want them to get it.
It's available everywhere. You know, it's available on Amazon. It's available soon on Bed Bath & Beyond, QVC.com. our website.
All those specials on Good Morning America.
Good Morning America. Check us out. We're going to be on the Ryan and Kelly show March 18th. We even launched in Hong Kong. We launched in Japan. We launched in Korea, Dubai. We were in Dubai, Australia, Canada, Spain. A couple of other places in between. But yeah,
bedscrungy.com, right?
Yep, bedscrunchy.com.
That's how it says. Bed and scrungy all in one word.
I love that. I love the packaging too.
It is good packaging. It's beautiful. It looks
Well, the
good,
packaging, I did it in a way to display how the bed scrunchie works. When you look at the box, right? I mean, what you see is a bed sheet wrapped around the box, right? Because I figured, look, the box is like a bed, right? So this is the bed sheet wrapped around here, and the bed scrunchie's in action.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it's actually like a 3D. It pops out, so you can feel it. It's pretty cool.
And if you look at
definitely some thought went into all of this for sure.
Yeah, check it out. Here's a mini mattress demo bed scrunch. I actually had to make this too, so that I can demo. So there's a mini mattress for the bed scrunchie. Look, this is what it's doing. Right? I can lift this sheet like this, right? And that's not going anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you're never really going to see that kind of action. Maybe on a soft bed, right? Soft mattress, it'll move a little bit, but the sheet doesn't move. It holds it.
Well, especially if you have an adjustable bed and the bed's going up and down like this,
right.
You know what I mean? That becomes a big problem.
Yeah.
What I love about this product is it's one of those products that it's like a windshield wiper, you don't really think about it until the problem is acting up.
It's a need and a want.
Yeah, I love it.
You might want to change your blades. You might need to change your blades. This is the same thing. A guy like Chris who's suffering this from 58 years, he wants to solve this problem. He needs the solution.
And it solves.
Yeah.
And then somebody else might be like, I can't deal with this anymore. I want this. I want this.
Dude,
but what I love about it is
always popping off
Chris,
the top.
what I love about that is that if I tried to solve the problem and I get a product that doesn't work, I'm probably not going to, I'm going to go screw it. I already tried. But being able to buy your product and it actually works, that is what's so cool about it.
Hey, check this out. You want to know what else? What I did was crazy. Every other price on the market, every other product on the market that solves this problem is about 11 or 12 bucks. This is not cheap, man. This is 37 bucks.
But it works.
And I'm selling them.
That's how you know it works.
Because exactly.
And when you're typing, looking at reviews, again, it's a non-bias. It's not like you can't have 1,000 reviews and have all
the reviews are glorious, man.
Yeah.
That's what did everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got 3,500 reviews in less than a year. I mean, that speaks volumes. Volumes. I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't even have to talk anymore. I just got to say, yeah, check out Amazon. Look.
Yeah.
I did my work already. I don't even have to talk. I'm serious.
Yeah.
No, now you're having fun. That's what you want.
Yeah, I'm having fun. Like if a buyer says, no, this product's no good, I'm gonna fuck off. No, this product is fucking awesome. You're stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it works.
Yeah. No, and know what happens now is now you can develop new products.
Huh?
Right, now you can develop new products to go with that. Right, you got a great product, it's selling, it's going through, great reviews, and now you can have some new offerings.
I think so, but I still think it's early. I still like we talked about this yesterday. I want to focus on the brand more. I think next year we can reach 200,000 units. I want to build more trust, more customers, more, and then we'll hit them with a sheet. You know what I'm doing? I'm collecting information right now too, because I have a warranty card right now. So when people fill out the warranty, I'm like, what product would you like to see next from Bed Scrunchie, right? What product would you like to see next? A pillow, a sheet, this, that. I'm getting that data. I'm also collecting, hey, if the Bed Scrunchie was available in another color, would you fucking buy it? I want to know, right? Because I only got white so far. So maybe there's an opportunity to launch this in different colors. I was also thinking maybe I could do like a pink version, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We sell some pink ones. We do some donations. We do some other colors for different events, different causes. I got a couple different ideas, but right now I just want to get it out there, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You know?
That is so smart. Not that you already know this. Super smart. Gathering that data, having that data is priceless.
Key. It's key to make the next move. I don't want the next move to be just
not a guess.
Yeah.
The data doesn't lie. It won't be a guess.
I had a guess before, but I don't have to guess now.
That's right. That's what's good. That's awesome, man.
And you know what, Carmine, in this industry, right? It's smaller than you think it is, right? I didn't know Jack before any of this stuff. I think we met on Facebook or something and talked one Saturday morning and got to know him. He got to know me.
I think I just FaceTime out of nowhere. He was in his backyard. I was in my backyard.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, how you doing? But you got to be open to that type of shit. And otherwise, you're not going to, you have to.
Yeah, I think, and my point is that it's not as big as everyone thinks, and there's so many people, like us, willing to help. We want it, and you go get all kinds of free information on the UAA.
Yeah, I want to help. I love telling
You
people
like
stuff.
to help. I mean, I do. I think there's so many people wanting to because they know how many opportunities there are to make a mistake and to
Of
try to
course.
eliminate that and help people. So yeah, I'm proud of you, Jack. I watch you grow, and I love
Thank
it,
you,
man.
man.
It's
Thank you.
good
I'm
stuff
proud
for
of
me
you
to see
too,
this
man.
stuff.
And look, it's a climb, man. We're continue fighting. I didn't make it until look, even when you made it, you didn't make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because even when you made it, you didn't make it. Like, because I still gotta. Now I'm growing. Now all this money that we're making, we gotta buy more inventory. So it's a big circle, and you have to be in love with the process and the whole journey. And look, it's over when you cash out, when you sell this bad boy for 20-30 million, then it's done, right?
Yeah,
Then we
that's
get
right.
bought out. Hopefully that's the goal, maybe at some point.
Very cool, man. All right, we're gonna start wrapping up the show. Hey, Chris, real quick, I forgot to ask you, what's happening with you, man? What's with the retail? What's on the retail front?
Yeah, so I've got some new ins with Target now. So I'm working on Target. You know that super potty trainer, this beauty, got into Menards now. So I'm working that whole process. We're coming out with new colors now, not just
That's
white.
awesome. I didn't see the colors. That's great.
Yeah, we have some new colors. I mean, and we got a spectrum, so we're going to decide which ones are the best. I did some of these colors for reasons. Like this is my mother, passed away just about a year ago. This is her color. Judy's got some of her own colors in here, so we did that specifically for a reason. But you know, that's the beauty about plastic for us is the colors. There's a spectrum. You can do whatever you want. So we're going to start doing that.
Can you do a rainbow colored one, like a candy cane? Like a multicolored one, that would be pretty dope.
It's interesting. We can, and I'm going to get off camera again.
Of course he is.
I'm going to pull. Well,
See what you started, Jack?
Jack,
you see what you started?
How about a Made in America one, baby, with the flag?
Bro, that's freaking
Look at
awesome.
that.
That's dope.
All right, so there's
That
a
looks
lot
like
of
bong,
options.
by the way. That looks
Yeah.
like a bong. What the hell is that?
No, it's not. It's a dust deputy. Actually, it goes attaches to a shop vac. This is on Good Morning America Shark Tank. It attaches to a shop vac.
You hit it from there and you load it up from the top. And that's what it looks like.
You know, maybe I can start marketing it there.
Not that there's
That's
anything
crazy.
wrong with that.
Yeah, why not?
But the beauty of this is every single one is different. Nobody has the same pattern.
That's
'Cause
pretty
it's a
dope.
dip.
I like it.
Yeah.
it. So I was on the right track when I said multicolored, right?
You did. Yep.
That
So
is funny.
that's options for
Very
sure.
cool.
Imagination, bro. Just imagine the possibilities, man. If you can imagine it, it's doable.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt.
find
no
a
doubt.
way.
No doubt about it. Well, all right. Well, cool, man. This has been a great show. I mean, the time has gone by as usual, and we had a lot of fun. I want all you inventors out there to realize and listen in. You know, we're here to help. I thank Jack for coming on. I mean, done such a super job. And, you know, those are, might not look at it like this, but man, Jack, those are words of wisdom. I'm hoping that these inventors are listening to what you had to say.
Yeah.
I hope so, man.
Right.
And feel free to reach out if anybody has any questions. You know, if I can answer, I'll definitely do my best to give you the most accurate answer I can.
Oh, I'm sure any answer will be. I love the way you talk straight. It's awesome the way you do it. I congratulate you on all your successes,
Thank you,
and
buddy.
I know there's going to
appreciate
be
it too.
a lot more to come, man.
God willing. Send me your address so I can get you a couple of scrunchies.
Oh,
out
yeah.
so you
Yeah, I
can
would love it.
tell me
I
what
would
you
love it.
think.
And
Sounds
this
good.
is the merit of the show, right? Is to bring on guys like Jack who have lived it, not talked it. They lived it.
Yeah, very
Right. And
important.
so everyone can learn from it.
Very important.
Lived it and still living it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll continue to live it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it
because,
doesn't
like,
stop.
Yeah, because
It
you're
doesn't
doing
stop.
it. You're having fun doing it.
It doesn't stop, man. You know, that's the thing. You know, there's no that's it, man. Hopefully it'll continue.
Nah, no doubt about it. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening in. Jack, thanks for coming on. For Mr.
Thank you,
Christopher
Carmine.
Guerrera,
Thank
for
you,
myself, Carmine Danisco, I thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time on Made in
Great show,
America with
guys.
Mr.
Great
Christopher
show.
Guerrera. You all take care.